Hey Freedom Church, it's great to be with you today to get to share on this last day of the journey through the Psalms. We've been doing this now for months. We've been hearing from some amazing people right across our movement. I want to thank everybody that's contributed and made this devotional happen. It's been amazing to see it unfold and see what God has been speaking through all of us, through different nations around the world. I get to finish it up. What a privilege, what an honor. And I'm going to be sharing with you Psalm 149 today, and it says this: sing to the Lord a new song. I've been amazed as we've read the Psalms how many times that it says sing to the Lord a new song, that God is wanting something new and fresh out of us. What's the new thing that you can express to God today? What's the new song that he's put in your heart? What's the new prayer? Sometimes we can get so caught up in our methods and the way of doing things and going through the motions, but God is wanting to speak freshness to you today. What's the fresh way that you can come and pray to him, the fresh way that you can come and engage and love him today? His praise in the assembly of his faithful people. Let Israel rejoice in their maker. Let the people of Zion be glad in their king. Let them praise his name with dancing and make music to him with timbrel and harp. I love this thought that God is meant to be designed with dancing and music, that there's something, isn't there, in our church of expressive passion. We get this. You might not have been dancing in our church buildings for these last few months, but I encourage you to be dancing in the home, to still be praising him nonetheless. And then it says in verse 4, for the Lord takes delight in his people. What a way to finish this devotional series, with just centering on that for a moment. That the Lord takes delight in us. That as we praise him, as we dance, there's something about the joy that God has in us. I tell you, when my kids dance, when we're kind of singing in the kitchen, whatever it might be, there is always such a joy in seeing them express themselves. And I believe that God feels the same way. We get that right from this psalm, that the Lord takes delight in his people, that he takes delight when we praise and honor him. So I encourage you today to go with that confidence and courage that God delights in you, despite your circumstances, despite other voices in your life, that the God that made everything, this entire universe, he looks at you and he delights in you. What an encouraging thought. He crowns the humble with victory. That as we embrace humility, that he puts a crown on our heads by his grace. Isn't that an amazing, beautiful thing in this psalm? Let his faithful people rejoice in this honor and sing for joy on their beds. When I first read this, I read in their beds. I was thinking of someone singing in their bed with their duvet pulled up over them. But this verse is singing about being on the bed. It's about singing for joy on your bed, making this declaration that even as you're trying to go to bed at night or you're waking up in the morning, it's that I'm singing for joy. And I pray that as we've gone through this journey of Psalms together, that there would be something of the joy of God that is imparted to your heart, that encourages you not to just do a 5-minute video and study a psalm, but to live with joy, to live with praise on your lips, to live with thanks, because this is the faith that God has called us to have. Not something that's mundane, not something where we just have to sit and be quiet, but actually something that's bursting out of us. It's life and hope and courage for all that he's called us to. So church, as we finish up this devotional series, it's been an amazing journey. And I want to encourage all of you to jump into something that God is speaking to you about next. Maybe that's one of the letters in the New Testament. Maybe it's one of the Gospels. But go and find something in the Bible you can read every day and continue to grow in your faith. Thank you so much for joining us on these devotions these last few months. God bless you, church.